Hi, my name is Carol Puri. I'm the Senior Director for Summer and Online Programming, and I'd like to highlight some of our opportunities for you. As you can see, we have several opportunities over the summer. We have our high school summer program for rising high school juniors and seniors. We also have our summer college readiness program, which is designed for students who are graduating from high school this spring and going on to college, other than Landmark, in the fall. We also have our Summer Bridge Experience, which is for current college students looking to strengthen their academic skills. And lastly, we have our 5-day online boot camp, which is also for high school students graduating this spring, or perhaps college students who have a semester or maybe even a year of college already, but they are looking to better understand themselves as a learner. Each of the programs has several things in common. We provide an environment for students to study and develop friendships and peer relationships with like-minded students. Each of the programs also helps students to identify skills and strategies to help them work smarter instead of harder all the time. We want to help students better understand their learning strengths and challenges, and hopefully that will help them build a foundation for better self-advocacy, and in turn strengthens their self-confidence. And we of course want to encourage social engagement with their peers. Students will live here on campus. Each of our residence halls has um, a professional resident director as well as resident assistants. Those resident assistants are typically closer to the student's age, college student's age. They are often current Landmark students or perhaps alumni of the college. Each of the programs, the students should also be prepared to live with a roommate. That's part of the learning experience, especially in the high school summer program. But each of the students should be prepared to live with a roommate. They are just double occupancy, however. Students will eat in our dining hall here on campus, which for those of you who have not yet visited, I can tell you there's a very diverse menu. The food is very good. And we can, of course, accommodate a variety of dietary needs. I want to highlight a few aspects of each of the programs, starting with the high school summer program. As I mentioned, this is for rising high school juniors and seniors. And we have two tracks within the program, what we call the traditional track as well as the social pragmatics track. The program as a whole provides 3 classes for each of the students. They'll take a learning strategies class. They will also take a writing class. We have 3 different ones to choose from, and they will choose an elective. The electives are typically extracurricular based. We want to take advantage of outside and get the students moving and interacting as much as possible. So regardless of what track they're in, they will all have those 3 classes, 2 in the morning with a break in the middle of the day for lunch and some downtime, and then they'll have their 3rd class after lunch. Classes typically end around 3:30, and that's when activities will begin. Students in the social pragmatics track will get some additional scaffolding. What that scaffolding includes is a shift during their study skills class to instruction around the peers modules. Those of you not familiar, peers is a program developed out of UCLA designed for students with autism or similar characteristics. Some of the modules that will be covered during the high school program are things like building and maintaining friendships or conversational skills, appropriate use of humor, how to navigate social media, for example. The students will also have a coach that they work with one-on-one throughout the program. That coach will help the students navigate the program, look for examples within the program to help them practice some of the things they're learning throughout the program. And parents of students in the social pragmatics track will also have an opportunity to attend an evening event online to get an overview of what the students are learning and also get some tips on how to continue to support the student once the program is over. As I mentioned, most of the classes are over around 3:30 in the afternoon, and we quickly shift to activities to promote that peer relationship and more of a summer fun type feel. Here is a sample list of some of the weekday activities that we've done in the past. We're still planning those for this summer. And on the weekends, it's more day trips or events here on campus that are planned for the students. Again, we know it's summer. We want them to also have some fun while they're here. One of the big trips we do is a whitewater rafting trip, which is always popular with our students. Now on to the Summer College Readiness Program. Again, this is for students graduating from high school this spring and going on to college in the fall. This program is really to help students understand what their first semester at college is going to look like. It's designed in a way to kind of shock and awe them about those expectations. For some students, that can be really eye-opening. They might not be used to what a college level reading load is like, or the level of writing that's expected as a college student. So this is designed to help them do that. Each of the students will take 3 classes, a core lecture course where most of the students will be in that class together. And that's designed intentionally so that students going on to bigger schools that are going to be in those auditorium type classes can get a sense of what that's like. They'll also take a reading and study skills class as well as a writing class. There will be homework. Again, trying to introduce them to that first semester expectation for the fall. The assignments are linked, so there's not a hard stop and start in terms of their homework assignments. They're all linked to hold that continuity for the student. They will also have access to our academic support center, and they'll work with an advisor. All of this to help build a toolbox for themselves of strategies that, again, help them to work smarter instead of harder. And in those meetings with an advisor, they'll also practice how to advocate for that. Once they identify those skills, how do they ask for what they need to be successful? And where do they go at their college? It can be different depending on the college that you're going to. So we'll help them practice how to manage that as well. I spoke about the 3 classes. Here is a description of what will be covered in each of those classes in the Summer College Readiness Program. And again, weekend and evening activities planned for students in this program as well. This program, I should also mention, overlaps with our Summer Bridge program. So the activities will be for both programs. So there will be quote unquote upperclassmen involved in some of these activities, but we feel like that's a good opportunity to get a sense of what the college life is like as well for those students when they go off in the fall. On to the Summer Bridge program. Again, this is a 5-week program here on campus for students who have already experienced some college level classes, but maybe have hit a wall academically and need to reset. So we're going to try and help them do that over the summer. All of the students will take a course called Narrowing the Gap, which is very similar to our Perspectives in Learning course, where students really start to get an introduction of what their learning profile is like. And again, all designed to help them work smarter. Once they understand how they learn, things start to click for them and they can build those strategies for success. Depending on which track they choose, they will have a non-credit writing course, or they could choose from a credit writing course that will typically transfers to the college that they're visiting us from. Ultimately, that's up to that college, but we haven't had an issue with that in the past. or they can choose from a few other credit courses. Those courses do change over the summer, but typically there's a humanities or a communication course that they can choose from. Again, perhaps they're struggling in those areas, want to take that credit course here where they get a little more support, can do it at a little bit slower pace perhaps, and then transfer that back. Students will also have in the Summer Bridge program the opportunity to utilize our academic support center and work with an advisor. Again, we want to provide all the scaffolding possible to help that student be successful when they return to the college that they're visiting us from. And lastly, we have our 5-day online boot camp. Again, this is for new or continuing college students. And it's a little bit different than the other programs. It's more of a workshop because it is only 5 days and a little faster paced. These are the modules that the students will go through. The modules are asynchronous, so they can do that at their own pace. But the program does allow for synchronous sessions daily. In the middle of the day, they'll meet with peers and have discussion groups, and they will also be required to meet with their faculty member in the early evening hours. And that schedule you can find on our website, along with all of the other information about each of the summer programs. This is a list of the application requirements. Most of the programs have the same requirements: an application, a small application fee, transcripts of work completed to date, college transcripts if that's appropriate, 2 letters of recommendation, a parent statement. We want to know what parents are expecting from the program and what they see as their students' challenges and their strengths. For those programs where the students can choose a course, like the high school program, they can choose their writing course. And in the Summer Bridge program, of course, they can choose their credit elective course. So we'll obviously need course selection forms for them. Psychoeducational testing and diagnoses are not required for the summer programs. However, they are optional if you'd like to provide them, not necessary. For the Summer Bridge students, though, I will point out if the student is using the Summer Bridge program to try out Landmark maybe, or is considering transferring, it's helpful for us to have that information. This way, if they decide they want to transfer in while they're here, we can help expedite that process for them. These are the fees for each of the summer programs this year, and we do have financial aid available for each of them. So we encourage you to apply early. I hope this was helpful. I know it was a lot of information. As I mentioned, it is all on our website, landmark.edu, and this is our direct contact information. Again, my name is Carol Pree, and I have Ben Reisman, who's the assistant director, and Lisa Lawrence, who is also assistant director of the summer programs. And we hope to hear from you soon.